I wanted to talk about one quick topic here. I wanted to talk about, personal finance books. I mean, no matter where you go, whether you go to a bookstore or whether you go down the street or you're traveling and you see people reading books, right? People are always reading about, personal finance. People are always reading about spiritual books. But today, obviously, we're talking about personal finance, right? There are three, if I had to say, three major financial or personal finance books that have helped me along my journey. One of them would have to be the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. And the reason why I like that book is because it gives you a very easy step-by-step strategy in how you can win with money without doing a whole lot of juggling around. It's very basic, it's very conservative, it's very simple. It's not something that you need to work hard for you to understand, right? And it's centered around 7 baby steps. And today I want to talk about them briefly, but what I really want you to do is to pick up those books and read them for yourself and start applying some of those things that I'm getting ready to talk about, right? The first baby step is setting up an emergency fund of about $1,000, right? Obviously, a lot of people, if you look at the statistics, most people don't have an emergency fund set up. And you think about, okay, well, you know what? We live a life that is so unpredictable. 1 minute everything is going good, the next minute my car is running bad. 1 minute, I have a job, the next minute I don't have one. And if you got responsibilities and if you got kids, if you got certain things that you're responsible for when it comes to bills and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you have an emergency fund in case something happened, that you can tap into that thing and get what you need to get. The second baby steps is basically to take care of your debt, pay off all your debt except your mortgage if you have a mortgage, right? And what that means is by using the debt snowball, and maybe in another video I'll go into exactly what the debt snowball is and how to use it properly. But really all it is tackling all of your debt from the smallest to the highest and making sure that you stay current on all of them, but using some additional money on the side that you've come up with to tackle your debt at a faster pace than you would have done it if you wasn't doing the debt snowball. Basically, don't ignore your debt. Take care of them. Take care of your auto debt. Take care of your student debt. Take care of your whatever kind of debt that you place yourself in, right? And the third step is to go back to the emergency fund. Obviously, the $1,000 emergency fund that we did in the first step was just basically something to start with, something to begin with. Obviously, $1,000 is not going to help you for long if you got sick and you can't go to work for 2-3 months. It's not going to take you too far, but depend on your bills, right? So what we want you to do now, what he wants you to do is to go back to that $1,000 and add some more money on it until you have a 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Meaning, let's just say, okay, well, if it takes me $2,000 to take care of my bills every month, then I need about $6,000 or I need about $12,000 if I'm trying to create a 6-month emergency fund. Step number 4 is basically to invest in your retirement account. Now, if you're working and you're working for somebody, most likely your job already have something set up where you can invest in a 401k or you can invest in a Roth 401k or you can invest in some type of retirement account. If you don't have that, then you can obviously set it up yourself. Maybe if you work for yourself or you have your own business and stuff like that, there are ways for you to go. Maybe you could go on Fidelity or you could go on different website that different companies that does that, and they'll line you up exactly how to get it done as far as investing in mutual funds and things of that nature. But you want to do at least 15%. Now the fifth baby step is basically to start saving for college, especially for somebody like me that have 2 daughters. I want to make sure that I'm mindful of them a little bit here, because I know for sure they're probably going to end up going into college if they get to college age. So I don't want to wait till college years for me to start thinking about that. That's something that I can start doing right now, especially because there are tax incentive for doing it when the kids are young. Once we get that done, then basically to pay off your home, pay off your mortgage. And I got to tell you, man, that is so key and important to me, because the mortgage is such a very stressful thing to a lot of people. A lot of people think about their mortgage and it brings them a lot of stress. because they know that if they lose their job, if they get sick, it's a possibility they might lose their house. Or maybe you think about, some people, they think about their rent. Can't make rent. Well, in this case, it's about the mortgage. Well, if you have a mortgage that you're paying, now that you have already set up a foundation, you've gotten out of debt. The only debt that you have left now is basically your mortgage. Then you want to pay your mortgage off. To the extent that you can, whether that take you 5 years to do it, 7 years to do it, 10 years to do it, 15 years to do it, whatever it takes, your next aim after you've done set up the emergency startup, $1,000, right? Then you paid off your debt, right? Then you went back to the emergency fund and then you set it up to be about 3 to 6 months, right? Then you, on the fourth step, you went about paying about 15% into your retirement and stuff like that. Then the fifth step, we talked about, saving for your kids' college if you have kids. The step number 6 is basically to pay off your mortgage. And once you finish paying off your mortgage, we're in the final step, which is basically to continue to build that wealth that you're building in your 401k, the wealth that you're building in your saving, and basically give, give like you've never given before. Do things that that you couldn't do when you were in debt. Do things that you couldn't have done when you had first started the baby steps. Like I said, I didn't go too much in details as far as what the 6 baby steps really look like in details, but I give you a good idea of what to expect when you read the book Total Money Makeover. But I really feel like you should read that book because it's a lot you can get inside of that book. Whether you pay for $15 for it or you pay $20 to get that book, I promise you're going to get a lot more out of that book than $15 or $20. That's for sure. And that's what happened to me when I picked up that book, when I picked up that information that I have. All right? God bless.